I was thinking why I was not getting a promotion. But then, after some years of experience, I realized that I was not able to take constructive criticism. My boss, whenever he tried to tell me something, I always kind of reacted immediately. You know, reaction immediately is not a sign of maturity. You can take 90 seconds pause, and that will give you a brain, an idea to respond. Have you ever thought of it? This is the first trick how you will handle constructive criticism. I agree that he was trying to give me some feedback, and it was in the form of criticism which I was reacting to, while I should have responded to all those criticisms and I should have given myself 90 seconds pause. Next is, I was taking it personally. Although I agree, people who criticize all most of the time come from a toxic background, maybe an intention, but you don't have to interpret toxicity in the same way. What is your interpretation of somebody telling you something? Can you take it positively? So, when my boss was asking me something, although he had given me grounds to take it personally, but I had a choice. I had a choice. I could have interpreted differently. And I depended on what he was saying and how he was interpreting my capabilities. It was kind of a dependence. But was I aware of my self-worth? Was I happy being myself despite his comments? If I was thinking that he was not saying it correctly, was I convinced enough? About my self-worth? Give it a thought, because most of the time when we kind of blame people. We are acting from a very negative background, very negative perspective of negative self worth. When I talk about these things, and many people from many other comments also, you might also be hearing all those comments that it is a complaint. The other might be 99%, 99% wrong. But are we 0.0001% wrong? Were we wrong? Are we wrong? Even if it is a 0.0001% wrong, it is wrong. So it has to be accepted as wrong, and it needs working on the self. Agree on that? Try it. Even if it is not a question of like somebody being wrong, somebody is right, and it comes to like most of the people talk about boss pleasing. We have that tendency to please somebody or other, pleasing somebody or other. Know that you cannot please everybody all the time. And let us accept another mindset. Criticisms are good. It might be about feedbacks. Think about this. What about complete silence to your questions as compared to some feedback? I have been speaking to an audience for 1 year now without any response from them. Would you not value their response in such a case? Even if they are saying something which is contrary to my expectation, even then it is something that I would be looking at. Benefits of a criticism. Just now I told you that it is good to have some response rather than stillness. You would like that, right? Give yourself time to understand. It requires time to understand. At the first go, it might not appear to be very pleasant, unpleasant maybe, but when you go deeper, it actually becomes positive. So, this is what I told you. Give yourself a pause, so that you understand better. Whenever somebody is criticizing you, thank him. You know, it is not a ritual. It actually is heartfelt. And be careful about your tone. Always be positive in your response, because the other person, you never know what kind of golden nuggets he brings in with the criticism. And if you are not convinced about what this person is saying, whoever is criticizing you, ask questions. Ask questions. Clarify. You know, I can tell one story, and I tell this story to many people, that a boss and a junior colleague, they had a difference of opinion. The junior colleague left the job and they met at a bus stand after 10 years, and they went to have tea, and the boss asked him how was life as usual, and the junior colleague, on the course of the conversation, he said that it was because of the boss that he left the job, and the boss in the case was dumbfounded. He was saying, just if you would have told me that there was something that you didn't like, I would have asked for forgiveness, and that would have settled the matter. Why did you take it that far? You know, sometimes it is just a small thing, small discussion over tea, which would resolve a big problem. So ask questions if you didn't like something. Take care of your stress. If you get lot of stress because of this questioning or criticism, just be careful about this. And there can be innocence in some kind of criticism. Do you know how to take criticism? How to handle criticism? It's a big quality of a very seasoned person. So learn how to take criticism. You know, from this I have learnt one thing. Establish a method of communication whenever there is a person who actually is willing to talk about how you are doing. Next time, do that. And these are the 13 ways of facing any kind of criticism very constructively. And it also shows your maturity. If you like this video, then please subscribe to my channel, and if you want to talk to me, do please book a call with me. Let us talk.